Well, hey there, welcome back to another episode here on Hall Family Farms, and happy Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you had a great and wonderful and joyous Thanksgiving with you and your family. And I hope that you enjoyed our special edition for Thanksgiving. It was a fun project to do, going and visiting the Planters Peanuts, Mr. Peanut, looking for that statue, and all of the things that we did to do that special edition for you. And so today I want to bring you back to join me with a project that unfortunately I'm going to have to do today. I was planning to do it at some point, but as nature has it, it has its own way, right? So in taking a daily inspection of the farm here, I noticed that we had some deer damage on one of our American filbert or hazelnut bushes. And so rather than just throwing those limbs away, what I've done prior to videoing, so I'm sorry you didn't get that, but you've seen me cut the branches into cuttings. So we're looking for, anywhere from a 5 to 6, 7 inch cutting. And so we had a couple branches that were damaged and had been chewed off. So what I'm going to try to do is to see if we can propagate these, because we had a couple nuts actually that formed this past fall, and they were really good. They're not the typical type nut that you find in your local grocery store. The shell's a little thicker than the hazelnuts that you buy in the store, but it had a really good flavor. And so yeah, I figure, what the heck, right? Give it a try. If they don't take and they don't form roots, we really haven't wasted a bunch of time or energy or gone to a bunch of expense. I am going to see if the rooting hormone will help, since this is more of a hardwood cutting. So we're using our Hormidin 3 rooting hormone. So we're going to go ahead and dip those, and then we're going to stick those into our propagation frame. I've been letting these soak and absorb water because I think that the damage happened overnight, so they probably have lost a little moisture. And if you can't tell, it's kind of windy today, so these have been soaking for a little bit. So I'm just going to tap off the water, stick that in our rooting hormone, and kind of lay that here on the side of our table. We could do an experiment actually. We could do half with hormone and half with not, and see, if the hormone really makes a difference. Maybe we'll do that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do 7. We'll do a random amount of sizes. So here's a big one. We'll leave that one. We'll go ahead and set these aside. We won't stick those. I'll tell you what, it might be simpler for me to just pour this water on my strawberry plants over here. Alright, so we don't want to waste our water. It's all about conservation. So we'll go ahead and see how many more we've got here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the ones that we've done hormone. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, we'll swap, get a bigger one there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll do 9 and 9. Well, I'll do this one as 10. We'll do 9, 10. 11, 12, and okay, so it's not quite even, but we'll set that up. I'll have to make a marker for these. So let me pause the camera and I'll come right back. Okay, I got our markers. I think these are from, yep, from cottage cheese. Cottage cheese container. So we're always about recycling here, repurposing. So we're going to use the white inside of the cottage cheese. We're going to put American hazelnut here. Okay, now I'm going to put a hormone. Well, that didn't work very good. Now let's see. I'll put no H. Okay, no H. Alright, I know it's kind of hard to read my chicken scratch with my arthritic right hand, but so we've got American hazelnut over here, no hormone, and we've got American hazelnut with hormone. So I'm going to stick these first, the ones with no hormone. So let me pause the camera and we'll be right back with our setup. Okay, we are at our second small propagation frame. The first one we've got completely full of cuttings. So we're going to set our glass aside here. You can see we've been working on getting this one filled up as well. So I'm going to set my cuttings here. We'll cut a line in here. Try to get that as straight as we can. All right, we'll put our tag up here at the top. So no hormone. And we're just gonna stick these in and separate them about 1 inch apart. And we've got different sizes, so it will also be interesting to see, do the thinner cuttings, do they root easier since they're more made up of more new growth than the old ones? Okay, so we didn't quite fill up that row. Well, we got one more over here. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, and then we'll water those in just a few minutes. Get these leaves out of here. And we'll go ahead and we'll make our next row here. For those with the hormone. All right. Okay, we're back. So these are the cuttings that have the hormone. We'll stick our tag right there, so we will know the difference. Okay, there we have it. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some other cuttings and we may try to go ahead and fill this up. So let's move on to our next cutting project. Okay, so here is our next project that we'd like to do. We've got some kind of pruning, like to thin this out a little bit, give it a little bit more even global shape here. This particular specimen that you're looking at is Acer palmatum Sangokakua. It's a Japanese maple. The bark is coral red bark, particularly on the new growth. This is really interesting. You have the variegation there in the color of the branches. The foliage is light green, and in the fall, and we just missed it, most of the leaves have already turned brown and have blown off, as you can see. But earlier, the leaves were kind of a beautiful golden color. Its mature size is about 15 to 20 feet in height. It likes sun, kind of, or moderate shade, and it is hardy down to zone 5, so it likes zone 5 to zone 8 preferably. And it's just a really, really beautiful tree. So let's get in here and I'll kind of go through, and then we're going to take some of the branches back to the work table and see if we can't get some of these to root with cuttings. So I've already checked on my cell phone, and I don't believe that there's a plant patent for this particular variety. At least I was unable to find it. So I'm not looking to sell it to anyone. I just would like to have maybe a few more here on our farm. So with that being said, let's take you in for a closer look here. Okay. So, I think what I'd like to do is kind of get some of these lower branches kind of cleared up and out of the way here. So, let me start with that. Okay, I'm just gonna, so it fits in my bucket, I'm gonna go ahead and clip this here. And right now I'm just looking at the overall structure of the plant, and I see it's produced some seeds, so we may try to propagate it from seeds as well. Just found one there. Here's another one. Kind of your traditional maple seed. Only the unusual thing about this is that the seeds actually develop from spring to summer, and then you kind of harvest them or they fall off in the fall, whereas like an American, like a sugar maple for instance, it develops its seeds in the early or late winter, early spring, and then they fly off. You've probably heard or seen them, probably heard them be referred to as helicopters because they kind of spiral as they fall off the ground. You've probably seen those. So this is a little bit different. All right, so I'm looking for branches that are kind of crossing here too, and I don't like this one, so we're going to take this one out. See if we can get a little bit better cut here. Okay, so that opens that up a little bit. And that's basically what we're trying to do. So I like this branch. I think we've done a good job here with this. So let's look at this one here. You know, I don't know. I might come back and take this whole branch right here off. I'm going to remove that one. stand back and get a kind of view of what we've done here. All right, so I'm going to move over to the other side here. Again, the purpose for pruning this is primarily just to give it a nice structure. So we're going to get some of these lower branches out of here. Kind of open it up here in the middle. Okay. I think we're going to take this one. Okay, I like the looks of that. It looks pretty good. Take this one here. Any branches that are kind of growing inward, I want to remove those. Again, we're trying to get a little air in here. I think I'm going to leave this alone for right now on that side. Let's move around here, see what else we've got. See, now this one here, see how that's coming right out of there and into the middle. I'd like to get rid of that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Alright, I think we're making some progress here. Just kind of clean up some of these little twigs. Alright, I think I'm going to do what's called a heading cut. Kind of head this back a little bit up here. Bring it in about the same height as everything else. We'll find a node here. Okay, I'm liking it. That looks a lot better. Sometimes you got to stand back and kind of look at what you've done. And I think that I've helped it quite a bit here by kind of lifting it up off the ground. Certainly will make it easier for maintaining the bottom. I need to bring in some more mulch here, but I'm liking it. I'm going to take this one out. There. Okay. I think I'm gonna kind of let this go right now, and then we'll probably do another pruning when it flushes out this spring with the new leaves. All right, so let's take our, you know what, I think I'm going to head this back here too. Let's see. That kind of brings that in. Okay, we've got a lot of material to work with here, so hopefully we'll find something that works. All right, much improved, I believe. Yes, I do like this better. All right, so let's take this back to the workbench. Okay, all right, we're back here at our workstation. I think we've got some good material here to work with. So let's pull out a couple of these branches here. Okay, so we're looking for something that's not extremely woody. You see this has got some bend to it, but it's not real thin. So this is good material right here. So let's prune this up a little bit, see what we've got here. Let's take off some of these little branches. Okay. So it looks like I've done a pretty good job here cutting it at a 45 here on just right below the leaf node there. Alright, and we're gonna go up and trim it off right here. Alright, so there's one cutting. And I'm not going to bore you with watching me cut these all up, but I'll do a couple more here just so you can kind of see. So again, right here is a leaf node. We're going to just come in with our pruners at a 45, and the reason why you want to cut it at 45 is so as the water drips down, it's going to kind of drip off of there. It's not going to set, but it also gives more surface space for potential of roots forming, and particularly if you're using hormones. So let's see. Okay, there's two. All right, you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and finish up. I'll take a few more of these and then we'll take them over and stick them in the propagation frame. Okay, we're back over here at our propagation frame, and I'm just going to set these cuttings. So we wound up with 25 of the Sango Kukua Acer palmatum Japanese maple. Okay. I don't know why I stuck that one. That was kind of random, wasn't it? All right, we'll just stick these in here. Again, about an inch apart. I'm hoping I can get them all here in this one row. Oh no. Don't know whether we're going to be able to do it or not. We actually may have to do a second row. Alright. And I may thin these a little bit since we're doing 2 rows. Spread them out just a little bit further. Okay, that looks much better. All right, let me get the label. Okay, got our label here. So we'll stick it right there in between the 2 rows. That way I'll know. And of course, that's the great thing about having this YouTube channel. I'm videotaping everything that I do, so I can always go back and refer to the videotape here. So let's think what else we can propagate today. I've got some Gala apple trees that need to be pruned. So let's go to the Gala apple tree and see if we can get some cuttings from it and bring it back to the propagation frame. Okay, we're here at our Gala tree that we planted last year and used this cattle panel as a framework to kind of shape it into a espalier. And so we've got some branches here that have grown away from our framework, and so we're going to prune these. This one here particularly, it's crossing here as you can see, so I'm going to try to come in here as best I can. Take that one out. I may leave this one and try to do an air layer on that one. We're going to train this one, I think, to the frame, so we're going to leave that. We may leave this one as well, but I am going to pop this back here to loose nose, and the same here. And this one's coming straight out, so we're going to go ahead and remove that. We may leave just a little bit here, and maybe it'll grow a spur for an apple. And we'll train this one so that it goes over here. So we're trying to do like a fan shape here. There are, of course, some here on the back that need pruned off. Okay, so I think for now that's what I'm going to do. I'll come back with some ties and we'll get these branches kind of tied together here so that it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. But that's what we've got here, so we'll train this. In fact, I'll go ahead and get some twist ties if I've got them, and we'll show you what we're going to do. And then we'll see if we can get some cuttings from these that we've taken. Okay, I found a few of my zip ties. These are the 8-inch cable ties. I think I got them at Walmart. You can get them pretty much at any store that carries that kind of thing. So I'm going to bring this branch right over here. We're going to train it to go right here. Fill in this gap. Alright, so that'll be good. And the idea is using these are fairly inexpensive zip ties. You can adjust them if you have a small enough screwdriver. If not, it's you could just clip them. But the idea is that eventually the branches are going to get stiff and won't need that level of support. So I'm going to bring this bigger branch on over here. Alright, so we've kind of filled in that area. Again, we're trying to maximize the use of our space here. Alright, so this one I'm going to train straight up. If I can. It may be a difficult challenge here. I think I'm going to need my longer zip ties. Let me go get those real quick. Okay, let's see if we can bring this one in now. I think I'm going to put one down right here. Try to bring this one in.
Alright, that one doesn't seem to be working for me here, so I'll come back and review that. So we may have to leave that for right now. Alright, let's see. What do we have over here? I think we can put one right there. I think we could bring this one right over here. Looks pretty good. And that's filling in pretty nicely. Probably put one right there. Let's see, we've got two left. Okay, I think that's pretty good for right now. I may come back and put one right here. One of the long ones. Let's turn it right here. And that's going to fill in that gap. So again, we're just trying to fill in the gaps. Okay. So, I like that. And remember, I'm going to remove this one, but I want to try air layering this. I've never done air layering before, so we're going to give that a try on this branch right here coming out. And so we may do that in a separate video because I've got a couple other plants that I want to try to air layer as well. So, okay, let's take these back to our workbench and see if we can get these cut up into cuttings and get those stuck. Okay, we're back here at our workbench. We've got our Gala cuttings. So, let's see. There's one. I'll put my cup right here. Let's see. Two. I'm probably just going to go ahead. I may leave the leaf, but we're going to cut it back. We don't need all that. In fact, the leaves will probably fall off at some point, so. All right, you get the idea. It's the same drill, and just cutting them in 5, 6, 7, 8-inch lengths, and we're gonna put some hormone on it, and then I'll see you over at the propagation frame and we'll stick these. All right, we're gonna wrap this up with our Gala cuttings. So let's see how many we wound up with. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Gonna have to do a second row, looks like. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so we have 25. So that about wraps things up here. If you like what we're doing here on Hall Family Farms, please consider giving us a thumbs up. And if you're not already a subscriber and a part of our Hall Family Farms family, please consider clicking that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. It's free. And if you click that notification bell, you'll always be notified when we upload new content to our channel. With that being said, please be safe out there, take care, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.